Friends are people that like I can rely on. People I know that if I need advice, they are there for me.
I don't know if we actually call it friendship if you have to make an effort because I think it should come naturally.
You can't maintain friendship because when you try to maintain friendship, at some point you feel like you are the one doing more of the maintenance.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Scatteryan Podcast, where we discuss how society influences people's behavior, and sometimes we talk about the things that people don't really want to talk about, but everyone goes through it. I'm your guy, Toves, and today I've got my usual guys with me. We've got Mr. Nelson the Pizzle. How are you feeling today, Nelson?
100, bro, 100. Even if I've been at work all day, but I'm still solid. Anything for my Scatteryan crown. You know what it is.
We also got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Morris. Dr. Morris, how are you feeling today, Morris, man?
I am very well. I don't know if I'll call myself a legend yet, but hopefully we'll get there eventually. So, but I'm good. I'm very well. It's been a lovely week so far. So long may it continue.
Right, right. I always fail to do this, but I want to start with saying thank you to everyone that is streaming right here on YouTube, streaming on audio platforms from Podbean to Spotify to Boomplay to Apple Podcast and every other places you're listening to Scatteryan. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you. Just do us an extra favor. If you're streaming on YouTube, please press the like button. Subscribe if you're new or yet to do so, and if you're listening on audio platforms, please follow the podcast as well. Thank you very much, because today we are diving into a topic we've all struggled with at some point: adult friendships. Right? Why is it so hard to make and keep friends as we grow older? Why do some friendship fades while others last? And what do you do when a close friend starts feeling like a stranger? Let's talk about it. Because when we're kids, making friends was as easy as sitting next to someone in the class or sharing lunch. But as adults, we are juggling work, we are juggling relationship, people that have children, personal growth, sometimes different life goals, and making new friends takes effort. And most of us are exhausted. So, my first question to the panel and to everyone listening: when was the last time you made a new friend, and how did it happen? Let me start. I've
Um,
not made a new friend in a long time. I have work friends that we talk, just discuss work things, but I don't think I can say they are like friend, like the way me, Nelson, and Dr. Morris are friends. But Nelson, you're about to go. When was the last time you made a new friend?
uh, so I made a new friend late last year. He's a doctor. He's a colleague of my mutual friend. So I don't know, but we have quite our jokes. We laugh at each other's jokes a lot. So yeah, it's safe to say I made a new friend. But I don't know. I agree with you about it being difficult making friends as we mature and grow older because we know now we're motivational speakers have told us that you need to make friends with people you can gain something from.
Yeah,
You need to make
networking and
friends
all
with
those
some
things. Yeah.
people, yeah, networking, people that can make you get better. So most times you find yourself scrutinizing the person to see if this friendship is going to be beneficial to me, not just you being friends because you are being friends, like you said when you were in primary school, you're going to school, and we are just friends because we're wearing the same uniform. But now we need to be friends because, man, what am I getting from you? And the other person too is thinking, what am I getting from this person?
Hmm.
So it's complicated right now because most times you don't realize that, oh, they have been friends for so long, for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. You know quite a bit about this person, but it's not as deep as you compared our own friendship. I knew you when you had nothing to lose. You get not right now. Not right now when there's a lot at stake. So anybody meeting you now, I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but
You're not
a
allowed.
couple of us, a couple of us on the podcast are fathers now. So you are not just thinking about yourself. You're thinking about your child. You're thinking about your family. Is this a friend that is family worthy? Bruh, there are a lot of things to consider right now, man.
Hmm.
So you can't just move around making friends. You have to. This is the time when you're minding your business because you are going to 40. You don't want to be a fool at 40. You get me?
How do you know I'm not yet 40, by the way?
Well, you
Go
said
ahead.
something earlier,
That's
and
why I
I
say,
think nothing you also alluded to it. You said something about making efforts. right? Because when I don't think
Yeah,
I can recall ever making an effort to make a friend when I was a child. But now, as an adult,
it came naturally.
exactly. So I don't know if we actually call it friendship if you have to make an effort, because I think it should come. I don't know. I feel like it should come naturally or just be organic, not something that you.
You shouldn't see it as an effort.
Yeah,
Like the moment it becomes an effort, you are already putting in work. And
exactly.
true friendship doesn't require all of that. The work comes naturally.
Hmm. Yeah, that's like you guys said. As you when you're younger, yes, it's like on vibes. But adult friendship don't survive on vibes alone. You have to be intentional, like you said, because people get busy, and when people are busy, friendship sometimes feels like work. But the real ones are worth the effort. For example, Dr. Morris here. If I message him apart from podcast, he will respond like 3 working months. But he's my guy, so he's worth the effort. But sometimes some people's effort is not, some people don't even try to bring any effort. So let's look at some real life scenarios that test friendship, and I want to hear your takes on this, right? So for example, you had a close friend that you guys were talking every day, you went out together, then suddenly poof, they're gone. Why? They got into a relationship. Okay, now you only hear from them when they have relationship drama or when they need your advice. But if you call, is I'm busy, we'll talk later. We get a relationship takes time, but does that mean that friendship should die? Right. So I don't know if you guys have ever lost a friend to a new relationship. Did they come back when things ended?
That thing where you just mentioned, so
Hmm.
I don't see and where, but they
Mm-hmm.
come from mostly my female friends. Then I'm not
Hmm.
sure whether the men they really, but I don't know. I'm not really thinking too much like that. But it could just be one
Okay.
of those things. But either way,
Cut up.
yeah, cut
Okay.
out.
Well, for me, I would say yes. I think it happened to me. There's one of my very, very close friend. Some of us here know him, and I'm not even going to mention the name, but like we're very, very cool until he found his better half, and we don't even talk again. But I only saw him as his better half once, and yeah, we don't see each other again. We don't like if I call, he doesn't if I even respond, even to say I'll get back to you. Like that's how bad it is. But yeah, it just
Uh,
it just happens like that.
Could
I
it
don't
be
know.
that
why did I do something like that?
I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes, I don't want to start doing things that will say I'm blaming women. So I'm not going to give different theories that I have. But just know that some
Ade
people,
is a lover boy.
I just,
Ade is a lover boy.
But I
I
thought
just,
I thought we're not mentioning names here. What?
no, if it's Ade, you'll not see him in the podcast. But yeah, um,
I know it's not Ade, so I'm just
yeah,
teasing.
this is just
I know you will see this.
Okay, okay.
I'm looking for the problem in absentia.
no, it's just crazy because some people like, yeah, I don't know. There's some partners that demand 100% attention. Like when you're with them, you should not be on your phone. You should not talk to anybody. So maybe he met someone like that, and
How
that's how
about
the thing faded.
you're with a partner that kind of constantly keeps you in check in terms of the type of lifestyle you want to live, right? So, for
Oh, so I'm a bad
example,
influence.
no, no, no. Well, maybe you're a bad influence, right? So that your friend.
Wow.
I'm
Okay.
just
Now
saying
I know what you
maybe,
think about me.
right?
Hmm.
And that partner constantly reminds them that I thought you want to, take a new turn and be a better person. Maybe associating with this your old friend might kind of draw you back in that kind of line in terms of your thinking, your behavior. So, for example, if you're somebody that likes to party a lot, right? And maybe you like to go clubbing. This is just one simple examples.
Good, because I know you're not talking about me.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So, and then but and then you have a friend that you normally go partying with, but all of a sudden, that friend has come to a realization that you know maybe partying isn't the right way to go. You need to be asleep at certain times, circadian rhythm, or whatnot. And then their partner also reminds them of that fact. So whenever you mention, or whenever they mention they want to go out with that friend, they'll be like, I know this kind of person is always partying, is always around, the wrong crowd. Maybe you shouldn't. I don't know, but I feel like that could be one reason because I could think of a number of reasons why I haven't associated with some of the people I once called my friends, right? So
Hmm. You don't even you have disfriend and unfriended them.
no, no, but this is what I'm saying because I think it's a continuous thing. You don't cease to be cease communication with somebody for so long, then all of a sudden it's like that. But no, I don't know if that's how it works, right? So I think if that person is out of your life for a long period of time, maybe it's safe to call them, old acquaintances or old friends. So, but yeah, but I
Ah.
know um there are some people that I have kind of disassociated myself with just for that reason because I'm trying to tread a different path maybe. So I'm just thinking.
Hmm.
To answer your question, yeah, funny thing is, I like to call myself a bloody bachelor. And based on this, I have been the one that actually find myself cutting people off when they find a serious partner. And by serious partner, now I'm not talking relationships, I'm talking full blown marriage. Like we moved from friendship, now they are married, and blah, blah, blah. So, for instance, now, yeah, I have a friend, he's one of my closest friends, and we used to see a lot, like regularly a lot. But the moment he got married, all of this stopped. Not necessarily because his wife is decided to hound him or anything, but I don't know. I just kind of like took a step back, like, oh no, now this man is not a family man. So if we're seeing, I'll prefer it that is the one reaching out and asking that, oh, let's go out, let's go out. I don't want to be the one having to be the bad influence, influencing him negatively, all that type of stuff. It's not as deep for guys because more often than not, you see the guy coming out and coming to you, calling you, blah, blah, blah. But I'm giving the instance of somebody that my house felt like his house and his house felt like my house. Like I don't need to call him to turn up. The only reason I'm calling is if in case he has a guest and I do not want to interrupt. You get that type of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
now that I'm married, it felt weird for me having to always collect permission to see my guy. That, how far? What's up? Where you dey? You dey house? Okay, you dey house. Ah, no worry, no worry. It was never like that.
Mm-hmm.
You dey house. The next sentence is I dey come. Not you get guests. You
Mm-hmm.
get this. So you really want to now say I no come, I get guests. You get the vibe. For ladies, yeah, I find myself trying to take two steps back because I do not believe that a man and a woman can just be friends like that. Like I grew up in the wrong side of the world where I don't believe that you can put a goat and a yam in the same room or a
Okay, so
lion.
all those female friends you're introducing me to dot dot dot.
Hey, these are my colleagues. So I kid you not, I kid you not. For any of you watching this, you are my colleagues. You get me? So
Okay, friends is different
it's
from
rare
colleagues,
for
and we have
me.
okay, we're separating them.
Oh, please do. I work in a government parastatal and I've learned the hard way that you should separate your friends from your colleagues.
Okay,
Like you should leave your personal business at home and discuss only office business at work.
okay.
Because it's in the civil service that I learned that you can have a friend that is old enough to be your father. This is like your closest guy at work. And the person, no, and the person that is your enemy, your worst, your active enemy at work too, is somebody old enough to be your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Is a complicated workspace, so I do not like to mix friendship and colleague. If we are drinking as colleagues, we are drinking as colleagues. I still mind the things I say.
Yeah.
If we are drinking as guys, we are drinking as guys. Now we can go all out and we
Nah,
can
I was
start
just
saying
pulling your leg. I already said at the beginning when we're talking about friends that I have like work friends, but they're not like outside of work. I don't know if I'll call them my friends. Like so I
thank
totally get what
you.
you're
Okay,
saying.
I didn't catch it. I won't have explained myself. So
Mhm.
all this shalaye wasn't necessary. Moving back to my point of having female friends that you step out of the friendship because she's married now, it's just some level of respect for the relationship. Except in situations where I'm friends with both couple, so it's easier for me to still find a way to sink in and be friends with the marriage. But
Mm.
when it's a situation where I'm just friends with the babe, What if the guy is not welcoming and the friendship is not approving of it because he sees that this guy is too funny? He's always making my wife laugh. What's so funny, baby? That you are laughing at all his jokes. Now, their problem, they start. You get
Hmm.
me? So you have to be careful too with reaching out. You can't just be reaching out to married people. That's my 2%.
Okay. Yeah. Go
No,
ahead.
no,
Boris
no.
going to say something.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's on you to be bearing that burden of, withdrawal. Or if the person doesn't want to withdraw, then why withdraw yourself? I mean, I know you said it's out of respect, but at the end of the day, the person is still an individual and they are entitled to keeping any friend they want to keep. So I don't think marriage should change that. Um,
Okay.
Morris,
especially
are you married?
I'm not married, but especially if it's
Okay.
coming from a place whereby you know that there is absolutely nothing other than the friendship. So I don't know. Maybe people are taking this thing too seriously. I don't know.
But we'll put a pin on this unfriending. We'll circle back to it, no
Okay,
problem. But
okay.
let's just move on a bit. So what about those kind of friends that make you their ATM? Basically, like everyone loves their friends, of course, but you want to help your friend when they're in need because a friend in need is a friend indeed. And to me,
Who,
that thing
who,
means many things.
who
It
even
means many things,
who even
you know.
who even come up with those one-liners that are like very
if
I don't know. Anyway, go on.
a friend in need is a friend indeed, right? It can mean that a friend that supports you when you are in need is a friend indeed, or it can be that a friend that always comes to you when they are in need is a friend indeed. Whichever way you want to interpret it, that's for your pocket. But what happens when that one friend that always need a small loan, it will come to you, ask you for a loan, you give them the loan, but they never pay back and you don't want to seem stingy, but at some point you might start avoiding their calls because you know that another request is coming. How do you kind of handle money and those kind of friends without ruining the friendship?
See, I'm not talking from my own experience.
Mm,
I'm talking from my very close friend experience. Like, so he is my very good friend and he always nice to me on everything. And I will not lie, some part of me felt guilty when he was nagging about other people. But you know how you're nagging about other people and you're like, no worry, you're even better, you know? But you know, he has said it that your own better, but deep down you are thinking, my own really better. So you get, but the situation is this, yeah. So he's a tech bro. He's a tech bro, and you know, in this part of the world, tech bros are they are making it because
it's every
they
part.
get paid. No, it's different here because they get paid in dollars. They don't get taxed for the money, and they convert it to their naira and live life. Do you understand?
Hmm.
Unlike you now that you're staying in wherever you're staying, I don't know to mention. If you
Hmm.
get paid that same money, they will tax you like 40% of the money. You
Hmm.
have all these bills lined up. You might be able to pay your bills, but are you really balling for
Hmm.
the type of work you're doing? Do you
For
understand?
yeah,
So tech bros in this part of the world, they're on it. So yeah, so because of this, people have turned him into a personal ATM.
a
Mm.
cash
You
cow.
get a cash cow. For me, listen, I don't know if I should be opening my bum bum, but for me, I turned him into a loan shark. But I'm a but my credit score is very good.
Hmm.
I have a very good credit score. So that's why maybe he feels comfortable nagging to me. But I will not lie, I always feel comfortable too that man, I might know these people he's talking about. But these are the people he's talking about, people that just every time they need something, that's when they remember that they are friends. And you see them asking for things that they know fully well that this guy can handle this, like this chicken change. You know, somebody coming to meet you, say, ah, bro, just send me 20,000 naira. It's change, like it's proper change to him. So you are borrowing this 20K because we are guys. Okay, I've sent it to you. But because we are guys and I know it's changed to me, I'm not going to nag you about it. I probably will never ask you for it. Then because I didn't ask, you now call me again. 2 months after, now bro, I know say I still dey owe you, oh, no vex, bro. But I need another 20K badly. So in his head, he's like, this guy take me for a fool or what? So in my own head, I'm like, guy, just say no. And that's when I realized that there are people that literally cannot say no. Like he can't say no. So
Yeah.
his solution was deleting WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So only his true friends will pick up the phone and call him over the phone, like use their own credit to
Hmm.
call him over the phone. And it's rare for you to now see those true friends because most times it's when you post your picture on WhatsApp that they will not remember. This guy na my guy. Oh, make I be now.
Hmm.
Real life
You
story.
know, it's
Say,
true.
you dey
That thing you just said, I've
when you post
experienced it
your
several
picture,
times. And I
bam.
think the thinking behind that is like most of the times when you post a picture on your status, it's either you're maybe celebrating something or you're just in a very good mood and you're like, okay, let me just post this picture. So they want to capitalize on that moment and say, okay, this person is in a very good mood today. Let's bill him and see what. But again, that's where the problem lies. When you have somebody that is, you know, always a friend in need, it becomes a problem to see them as a friend indeed. So
Why can't you be the friend indeed?
no, but that's the thing. The
Because
emphasis on
Nelson's guy is the friend indeed. You don't want to be the friend
no,
indeed.
no, the emphasis is always, always. When
In
something
the need.
happens once, twice,
Mm.
three times, it just becomes a pattern whereby you be like, okay, how long can this continue? Because the same thing you said that the guy had to delete his WhatsApp, or stop avoiding people's call altogether. I once did something like that in the past, whereby I would just delete my WhatsApp and try
No, I'm
and
not that nice. I'll just block the person. Which
you
one?
know.
I'm deleting my entire
But
WhatsApp
that's
because
the
of one
thing.
person.
But it took a
He,
while for
he,
me
he
to.
literally bought a new SIM, opened a new WhatsApp, put his phone inside. So if he doesn't message you, chances are you
To
don't
be
have his
honest, I
WhatsApp
don't blame
anymore.
him. I don't blame him for doing that. But because sometimes people tend to take advantages of people that
Bro,
are like that. So
he was telling me a story about somebody that kept saying, guy, how much you fit now? And I just thank you now. He said, I just, but you don't get him. He said, I just thank you
um,
now. Hey, please, fuck off. Are we really friends? And truth be told, they are friends, but people take advantage.
yeah.
Some people have already seen that, no be this nigga, he will never say no to me now. And boom. Even me, I find myself almost taking advantage. I need to talk to myself sometimes. Guy, you're a man too. Take responsibility. Don't take advantage. Like it's not anybody's fault you're in the position where you are in. So face your bullshit. Look for permanent solutions and not temporary solutions. But that's not why we are here today. All
Hmm.
I'm saying is people take advantage. Even me that I'm preaching this thing, I found myself taking advantage of my father, of my siblings, of people take advantage. Once you give them a yard, they want to take 3 yards. Once you give them another three, they check if there's six available.
Hmm.
When they now
Right.
see that, when they now see that it's finished over there, they'll be like, that guy knows how to save now. The guy know they save. You don't
Exactly.
get
That's
saving
that's the big
mentality.
problem. But that's a topic for another day, like you said. But what about the other kind of friends that are not really like is the kind of we should hang out friends. Like these are the kind of friends that will text you and it's only friendship in theory. Like every time you talk, but like, let's catch up soon, Let's catch up soon. But that soon we never come. So at what point do you stop trying to, you know, keep up with this friend in quote?
I think
Because let's be honest, I know how many friends that are in my we should meet up list. Yeah, let's catch up soon. Yeah, but I know that I'm not going to plan anything. You're not going to plan anything. But anytime we talk, we'll be like, yeah, we should catch up soon. But yeah.
it's one of those things that just know thyself, So if you tell me you will catch up soon, no problem, we'll catch up soon. So I'm not going to sweat over it. If eventually we catch up, fine. If we don't catch up, it's also fine by me. So, but the other thing is, I know that as adults, sometimes life gets in the way, work,
Mm,
personal commitment, and all whatnot. So
uh-huh.
sometimes maybe I'm making excuses because I'm one of those
You are
people.
making
So
excuses.
so
Yeah, because I'm a firm believer of the people that want to catch up will catch up. But to be fair, honestly, I say I know how many people are in my would you I will catch up soon list, but I'll usually try to make an attempt. Like I will make an attempt first, and then leave the ball in your court. If you say you're available, then we catch up. If you say I'm coming. So I'll be waiting for you till you come. But I know I've made the first effort so that the blame is not on me. I feel clean in myself, and then leave the ball in your court. That's the way I prefer to roll. But I know people are quite different.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I like to make excuses for people even before they start giving me the excuse. I think it's a way of trying not to just say okay, whatever they have their own personal issues to deal with. So I guess we can always reschedule and eventually, but I don't know that really disqualify them as friends? I don't know because sometimes when we think about things like distances, proximity, and
Hmm.
whatnot, all those comes into play as well. So
Yeah. So that question you ask actually raised a valid point. Who are friends? Like how do you define friendship? Because for me, friends are people that like I can rely on. People I know that if need I need advice, they are there for me. If I need support, they're there for me. If I want to hang out, they are there for me. Like those are people I call friends. Like they know me, they know my parents, etc. But anyone that does not know my parents, etc. To me, I don't call them friends.
yeah,
You
I
know.
like the idea of maybe know your parents or no, but I think if we start to define friendship in terms of they're there for me when I need them, doesn't it make it a bit selfish, in a way whereby it's like we're expecting something in return from that relationship?
Well, as the lyricist once said, we all need somebody to lean on. So, so I'm,
You know me, say when you press me die. So
yeah, I'm not saying they should press me down. I'm just the ones that just lean on, like even if just for advice or like for motivation or something. I'm not talking about
yeah,
like monetary need. I'm talking about like like mental for morale boosting for support. When you're feeling down, you need someone to like give you some encouragement. Those kind of people. Those are the ones I kind of call friend. I said they must know my parents. It's not like
yeah,
really know my parents. I mean like know me to the point where you know of
yeah.
my family, know of things around me, type of thing.
For
Like
me,
they are close.
I
So for me, if we are not close friends, we are not friends. That's the way I define friendship, basically.
fair enough. For me, I define friendship as someone that understands you, right? So it's not just knowing, anybody can know some details about somebody, but somebody that actually understands and knows where you're coming from. For example, um, I'm very, very terrible at communication, right? I don't, if I open my WhatsApp
Oh yeah,
message,
I know.
you would see like lots of messages that I've left unread. But then if I speak with maybe some of my friends, they'll be like, "Oh, we know it's like that." But eventually, when he gets to reply, when you get to speak with him, and you can have a good conversation. So, but I don't carry that thing in my mind whereby okay, I've not heard from somebody for a long time, or I send them a message and they don't reply, so I start to feel bad, like why is this person ignoring me? I don't think that way. So, well, if you call
That's
myself
because of the way you are now. Because of the way you are, you
exactly.
can't think
So,
that way. That's
which is
how
why I
you are.
say, if you say you're my friend, then you understand that part about me. And I don't
Mhm.
know. So I think maybe that's just one way I see it. A friend is someone that understands you. Um, Maybe they could be there for you, but that's not the whole point. The whole point is somebody you can actually confide in, someone that you can, no judgments. You can have a good conversation with at any point in time. No malice, and yeah, that's why I call it friend. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure there's.
that's the same leaning on now. Now the all that's all the leaning on. It's not always
So for
financial.
me,
Yeah, go
It's
on.
not always
I
financial.
think I have friends, I have guys, I have best friends. I have because of my personality, I'm very outgoing. The life of the party. Some people think I'm lousy, so I can enter a room and my energy will attract a lot of people. And at the end of the day, I live there with acquaintances, not necessarily friends. So I base friendship, like true friendship, it must have passed through the test of time. The person must be reliable, like extremely reliable, and there must be some sort of um, family know-how. Like you don't need to like you must have communicated with my siblings one way or the other, somewhat way. I don't know how to explain it, but you get my siblings, my dad, my parents, my immediate families that must have an idea of who you are, even if they don't remember. But at some point in our life, they would have you will have come across them because of how close we are. And
Mm.
honestly, I think at this age I've gotten to, it will be very difficult for me to get that type of person. And I'm saying this from experience because I've met a lot of people, I've made a lot of friends, and they could not pass the test of time in the sense that they get triggered over something, and next thing you are not talking to me for 2 to 3 days, 4 days, one week. We don't do that here. So you get. So for instance, yeah, one of my closest friends, or I've known him since since I knew my left from right. Yeah, that's my oldest friend actually. Since I knew my left from right. And we've had times or intervals in our lives that we did not speak for months. Yeah, you get like the transition from secondary school to university, crazy. We didn't speak for months. When I was in university, I wasn't allowed any gadgets. We didn't speak all through that period. But every time we see each other, it's the same energy, it's the same vibe. We have each other's back. The love is solid. So I don't think I will meet anybody now at this age that would catch up with whatever it is that has happened in times past. You
Yeah.
get not necessarily that you cannot meet people that you feel like, oh, yeah, this is a good person and I don't mind having this person in my corner. So I call those ones friends, and I have best pals, I have best friends, and there are people that they're just we just met. We are just talking because my vibes are 100%. I mean, my
Hmm.
fans out there, I know you feel it, yeah?
Well, I don't know if you have fans out there, but anyways, right. What you were saying, when you were talking, you brought two questions to mind. I think we should tackle them as a way to round up before we do some. Would you rather? Right, right. How do you maintain friendship? Because like every one of us here on the panel and everyone that's listening, we've had those friends that we've not talked to in a while, but like you said, whenever you meet, the energy is still the same. Or there are some that you've not spoken to in a while, and the energy just fizzles out. So how do you maintain friendship? All of the effort and the expectation, and how do you adapt to all of those changes of maintaining? You are growing, you're chasing your life, you have things like Murray said, you are very, very busy with life. So how do you maintain friendship while you're
Saying
changing at the same time?
what you're asking right now is at this age now that I am at, if I meet somebody, how do I maintain it?
Oh, in general.
Because if you ask me this question and you're asking me based on generalismo theory, I'm going to tell you that we don't maintain friendship. Friendship, if it's not coming naturally, it's not
Yeah, but
friendship.
you already gave example of your oldest friend that you don't talk like for a long time, but after
That's why
when
I
you guys
said,
meet,
that's
yeah.
why I said, that's why I said there is no maintenance culture. The both of us have this understanding already that has been established over the years that any day I see this guy is go time. There is no maintenance culture of that. Like for instance, now he's in Canada, yeah, and
Mhm.
I don't know because of change in time zone, we don't talk that much. But every time this guy calls me, I don't think we have the opportunity to just talk for 30 minutes. It's a long ass call. So there is no maintaining friendship. Do you get? It
Mm.
comes naturally.
Yeah.
For instance, the other day, his dad called me and his dad was ranting about how me, I don't check up on him. That's the dad of my
Mm.
best friend. I don't check up on him, and all the information he's getting about Nigeria is coming from Canada. That means he's hearing from his son.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get? And how did I meet this boy? I met him through my father. Like both dads were friends.
Mm.
But now that's why I realized that there might be a difference between colleagues and friends because they were friends and they were colleagues. So they changed jobs and I think they fell apart. But we now, the young boys, our love stayed forever till date. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now information about my own dad that I tell my best friend, he goes and tells his dad. So that's how we now help the both fathers communicate. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So friendship is not maintained. Friendship comes naturally.
Yeah.
You can't maintain friendship because when you try to maintain friendship, at some point you feel like you are the one doing more of the maintenance
Mm.
and you start to feel like, okay, this person is using me. But when it comes naturally, If anything he asks me for, as long as I can do it, he's getting it and he's sure of that. Anything I ask him for, as long as he can do it, I'm getting it. And there's no shame of, oh, Omo, if I ask this guy for this thing now, won't he be feeling some type of way that I'm stressing him? Zero. I don't care if I'm stressing him or not. We are going out in that cold to help me get that stuff done if you have to. Do you get what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
there's no maintaining friendship. If it's not coming naturally, forget it. The slightest thing we switch up everything, and you will now start feeling like, oh, we're never friends really, because if we were friends, this will not happen. Blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
That type of. So you can't have the idea that you want to maintain it. So at this age and time, that we are at as adults, if you meet a person and the vibe goes on 100 like that and there's no stress, then you guys stop talking. Then the next time you meet, this person is nagging about you not reaching out and what's not. And you as a person, you don't have a problem with somebody that nags. Maybe you might as well just continue being friends. But if you meet a person and we vibe well, then we fall apart, then we meet again, nobody's complaining about how we fell apart, everybody's just mature and like, let's continue from where we stopped. Boom, we're moving. You don't need maintenance culture.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Just be
I
friends.
definitely agree.
Just be a good person.
Yeah,
Just
because
be a good person.
at the end of the day, it all stems from understanding each other. So if there's a mutual understanding, I think that's the most important part. But the other thing I would say is everybody is different, right? We have a certain perception about how we want our friendships to go. So if you are in communication or you're developing some sort of relationship with somebody that is not on the same wavelength, then that is where the extra work is needed. And I don't know if it's sustainable on the long run. This is where you need to do the, checking up, the constant communication, the reaching out every now and then. Um, but I think there has to be, for some people, some check-in, right? Um, one way
Hmm.
or the other to just maintain that friendship because um, communication is the lifeblood of any relationship. So if that communication kind of dies, it becomes very difficult to maintain it as well. So I would say,
Hmm.
yes, for people like you, Nelson, and maybe I'll say me for example, because I have friends like that whereby we've not spoken for years, but the moment we speak, it's like 2 hours conversation. But even before that call end, we will say we know that this one will be spoken now, we'll not speak again for another 2, 3 months. And we're fine with that. We both accepted that, you know, and that's how it is. We're cool with that, But most people may not be like that. So which is where that I would say constant checking in has to come in. Even if it's that text message to say, "Oh, hope you're good," just checking up on you and stuff like that. It might just be what is needed. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you and Nelson. I agree that sometimes friendship comes naturally, and I also agree that you have to communicate. Communication is very very important. I know I said I had one more question, but this episode will be slightly longer than usual. I'm sure you guys are enjoying it anyway as well. While you're enjoying it, if you're streaming on YouTube again, please press the like button, and if you're streaming on audio platforms, please follow the podcast as well. So I want to bring up a point that Nelson kind of touched on earlier. Can males and females be friends?
So let me answer
We
this.
already know your answer. We already know your answer.
No, no,
you gave us the answer when
yeah,
you said it.
I am a better person now.
Okay.
I am a
in the
better
last
person
in the
now.
last 20 minutes, yes.
Yeah. So I think yes, they can be friends depending on how
But
the
I said you
both
cannot put
parties.
goat and tuber of yam together. I don't know which sex
Yes.
is the goat and which sex is the tuber of
I
yam,
s
but we'll leave
Wait,
that
I
for
saw
another day.
something recently that for a male to be friends with a female, they have to be attracted to that person. I don't know how true it
Thank
is.
you.
I don't know how true that is, but I'm
You don't know?
thinking,
Okay.
but because I'm thinking in terms of my female friends,
You're not attracted to them.
depends on how we define attraction, right?
Okay,
So
don't.
yeah. So yeah,
No, you
attraction
are the
doesn't have
one
to be
that said you have
sexual.
to be attracted to. Surely you know your definition
No, no,
of
no.
your
I
attraction.
didn't think about it until now, right? But
Let
I
me
know I
help you,
heard
Morris.
you
Let me
like
help you.
that.
Morris, let me help you. Don't let him set you up. That you're attracted to somebody doesn't make it sexual.
Exactly. That's
Do
why
you
I said it
understand?
depends on how
Yeah,
you define the
Don't let him set you
attraction.
up.
I didn't think it was
For
sexual.
instance,
I'm just saying. So you're not attracted is the question.
you
Let's
meet a young
answer so your
lady.
female friends can come and ask you questions later. But anyways, we move.
So you meet a lady here, Morris,
Yeah.
and for my person, um, people don't believe this, but I'm not attracted to the body. Like that's not my first go to. It's the brain. Yeah, I want to be able to communicate and converse with you.
So you're
So in
pansexual.
situation, yeah, I'm pansexual. You can say that. But in situations where no, that's not what I'm saying. Leave sexual out of this. Leave sexual out of this. I'm talking about. So in situations where you meet somebody and quote and unquote,
Mm.
let me put myself, eh, this person is totally out of your league. Let's just imagine that this person is totally out of your league,
Mm.
but she doesn't even know she's out of your league. Do you get? So you as a man, because you don't want to get help, you have zeroed your mind that oh more this one, no, I like her, oh, but I'm not going to push for it. That kind of person, you guys will seamlessly be friends. Like because you've already made up your mind before you even approach this person that okay, she's out of my league, but yeah, she has some intellect, and I think I can pick some things from her brain. I can learn one or two things from this person. It doesn't necessarily have to be sexual. So yeah, you might just be friends with this person. I'm not speaking for myself, I'm speaking for Morris. You might just be friends with this person.
Yeah, definitely speaking for yourself. um, uh, so
Yes,
so
I
so
mean,
so so what are you saying in essence? So you're saying because going back to your initial statement, you can't keep goat and yam in the same room. So
never. And you know the funny thing, try it. Feed the goat. Make sure the goat is filled up. He will still try to eat that yam. Na me dey tell you.
I don't know. It depends on the goats. You know, there are some goats that are well behaved. So I don't know.
Except in the UK. Where I come from,
Mm.
men are goats. He goats.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know. But okay. Okay, let me try and give it a go. Beside the fact that I don't know, but attraction, like we said, it could be intellectual attraction, it could be, or
Yeah,
not, it could also be physical as
Social
well. Yeah,
attraction.
it could be
Yeah.
whatever way. But
yeah.
I
Just
and I
social
agree
attraction.
because if you look at it, when you have a good communication with somebody, a good rapport, that's you can categorize them somewhat as a social attraction. You can,
Hmm.
so that has to be there. But can men and women be friends? Definitely, definitely, because I have yes, no, because I have a lot of female friends that um we have never crossed that boundary and the thought hasn't come up. In some cases it has come up in the past, but I remember the one time I had maybe I'm actually contradicting myself here because one time there was this friend of mine, we were friends for a long time, and for some reason, it developed to something more than a friendship. But the fact that the relationship did not work out, that kind of killed the friendship we had for some reason. So since then, I it's like, okay, if you're my friend and you're female, we'll keep it that way. We don't cross that boundary. So I think, but beside that, aside that experience, every other female friend I've had, we've been friends, and you
So
know,
let me ask you, the times you made these female friends, were you seeing anybody or you were single?
I was saying in both. I was both single, and there were times where I was in a committed relationship. So yeah,
So the times where you were single,
yeah.
do you remember any scenario? or friends you made during that period and you guys stayed friends?
I think so. I think so. Yeah.
What was your intention when the first time you saw the person?
There was no intention. There was no intention.
Boys.
No, for real, for real. Because, like we said, initially you don't even when you meet somebody, you don't end up at the point of meeting the person. You don't think this person is going to end up being my friend, right?
That's a lie.
No, think about it. Like your friend, right? All your friends that you've had, the first time you met
Yeah.
them, did you think this person is going to be my friend for life, or this person is always going to be my friend?
Oh, okay,
So
Angle,
we
okay,
don't
angle,
okay.
really think
angle,
of it
angle.
that way,
Angle,
right?
angle,
So
angle, angle, angle.
it's like you just have,
No, no, pull up, pull up, pull up. When you put it like this, you win. That is because most of your friends are guys. Relax.
okay,
We are talking about the female friends here. This question is tell female friends.
okay,
When you see her or when you saw her,
mm-hmm.
what came to your head? Because men are moved by what they see, women are moved by what they
I,
hear.
I strongly
So I'm saying you, Paris, because to the best of my knowledge, babes don't go around trying to make male friends. They are always 50% of the time they are on the defensive. The moment you say hi, this one wants to toast me. That's the first thing that comes to her head. She doesn't want to know if you're just trying to ask for direction. She doesn't want to know if you are. She's already
I don't
sizing you
think
up to
so.
see.
I don't think
That's the kind
so.
of the girls you are meeting,
Exactly.
Nelson.
Maybe from your
Is it
experience.
what Nigeria can do to you? It's because of the Western world they are thinking like this. It's what Nigeria can do to you. Leave this country if you're listening to me. Thank you.
No.
Well, for
Okay.
me, to answer the question, I would say friendship is a two-way street. But some people think it's a one-way toll road. That's the answer to my question. And so
We have gone around 50 minutes, guys.
yeah. So
Okay.
basically, just last one, the rounding up point, right? Sometimes friendship can just fizzle out by itself. Coming back to the point, right? Can just fizzle out. You do not fight. There's no betrayal. Just silence. You keep meaning to check in, but life gets in the way, and then one day you realize it's been years since you spoke. Do you reach out or do you just let it be in this scenario?
Thank you. That is the true test of friendship. The moment you remember that, oh, no, it's been a minute since I reached out to my manchi, and you don't pick that phone to call, if you are not busy or you are putting yourself in the person's shoes, that this person is probably busy. So it's just a thought in passing. But you know that at the point where you thought of it, you are sure because you know this person so well that it's probably at home chilling. And you too am at home chilling. And you did not send that text message. And the first thing that came to your head was, why is she or why is he not sending the one sending the text message? That person is not your friend.
Hmm.
Because I've seen situations where you see this person A nagging that person B is not checking up, but I will continue to call you. Shebi say you dey mad, you no get my chance. I go dey find you. Bam. Same person A meets person C, and person C wants to now bring the same vibe. It's like, wetin dey worry this one? From where to where? Abeg, abeg, abeg. And you know they find person. Same person, oh. So
Hmm.
you realize that people decide who they want to be friends with, regardless if you are my friend or not. So when the friendship is sweet, is when it is now a two-way street.
Yeah.
That's okay. If I'm lagging, this person will turn up.
Hmm.
Without the person saying that, oh, I've been the one turning up the most. When will you turn up for me?
But I think that's where
That's
the problem stems from when we start to look at it. Like, for example, I remember I have a friend, right? And she whenever she has an issue with, well, one of the issues she was having with her then boyfriend was that she says that the guy doesn't call, but they always have a good conversation, that he doesn't have any issues. Like, he call when she calls, he takes the call at every time, but she feels like she's the one doing most of the calling, like more than 80% of the time. And my response to her was that, why are you keeping score, right? Does it really matter who calls if at the end of the day you have a good conversation? Because it's only a problem if we make it a problem. So it's only an issue if one party see it as an issue. So that means that there is still that lack of understanding in terms of how that person views communication. For me, I don't care who calls, right? It doesn't matter for me. Maybe that's why I can easily say that, right? But if it's feeling one sided and someone finds it a problem, then it is then up to the other party to try as much as they can to meet the other person halfway, obviously. But in situations whereby you can't, then I don't know, it is what it is, but I don't know.
Hmm. Right, so I'm going to just round up with some would you rather questions
Okay.
then. Let's start. Well, I'll do three quick ones, right? Would you rather be in a group chat where no one ever responds or a group chat that is constantly filled with unnecessary drama? Which group chat?
Bring the drama. It's so easy because yeah. Uh, why are we here? What's this for? Bring it on. I'm in a lot of group chats, and I realize that that people don't usually like. You shouldn't be expecting people to respond to you. For instance, I had a friend that was worried about people not responding to his messages on a group chat that we were on together. I'm like, yeah, it's a group chat. If you want somebody to respond to you, message the person privately. Like, Dr. Toves actually knows the person that complained, and Dr. Toves is also on that group chat. I'm not calling names.
Okay, you have to tell me now because now I'm confused. I'm
Uh,
just stood here for as a
I'll
witness.
tell you, I'll
uh,
tell you personally.
uh,
So, and I'm sure that the person doesn't even watch. It's our guy, but I'm sure he doesn't watch our podcast. Even if he does, he will not watch it up to 15 minutes. So he will never hear this. This is where I call his name. But I won't.
uh,
I won't because no snitching. But yeah, if you not give to me that, oh no, I go to message them for group chat. Nobody go to respond. I'm like, are you looking for traffic? For your conversations. Talk your own, come on,
yeah.
buddy. So you get me, I'm all for the drama on group chats as long as it's not affecting me directly. And I'm speaking for Morris. Morris doesn't like drama.
No, I think I like drama. I just don't like being the one, you know, actively.
You don't like being,
Yes. No, I think
you don't like being the artist.
no, no, I don't like being the artist. I like watching from behind the scenes and just
Hmm.
laugh, especially if it's funny drama. But
Me, I don't mind being the artist. So if I'm sure that this is about to be a blockbuster, I will give you a full on show. Ask Dr. Toes.
Oh yeah, ask me. I'm joking. Yeah, I think just like Maurice, I'll prefer and you guys, I prefer the one that is filled with unnecessary drama. I will not contribute. I'm one of those people that never respond in group chat, unless it's something that I'm passionate about or just want to. I'm bored that day. But yeah, unnecessary drama. The next one I'm going to talk about is: would you rather keep a long time friend who never makes time for you, or make new friends who are always available but not as deep?
you see, I'm that long time friend that doesn't make time for somebody, so I'll rather that one. So I think because at the end of the day, I can't just expect somebody to always make time for me because
You don't care about them.
no, not
Fair
because I
enough.
don't care about them, because I understand how life works. It doesn't really work like that. So yeah,
Mm.
I don't know about you guys.
So I prefer my long term friends because well they will still make time when they can.
But the
And
question is
the one
never, 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 ever, never,
okay,
ever.
never ever. Uh,
Yes.
but I don't know. The questions, your few other questions are not always
I know. That's
that
why,
too
yeah, that's the whole point.
because in a situation where the person never makes time, but I always make the time
Because
and
obviously you will always choose your long time friend over a new friend. Duh. But you have to make it, you have to add some sauce on it, you know?
okay. So I don't know because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's tricky for me. I don't want to pick. It's tricky. Well, I have a long time friend. The one I told you is a tech bro. He
Mm.
really doesn't have time. But we still talk seldomly, like we
So
still
it makes
talk.
time
So
for you then.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
it does.
So I will
It
choose and
actually
then
does.
based on that, I will choose the ones that are available but not as deep. It doesn't have to be deep. I don't care
I swear,
about
I'll choose the one that are available, not as deep, because man, those Elegushi parties we went for, we're not deep with any of those people, but it was a banger.
exactly. So last one for the episode is: would you rather be best friends with your boss or best friend with your landlord?
I'm in the situation right now, and
How did I know
my
that?
landlord, and my landlord is a bastard. I actually, I actually even almost got in a fight with him. The only reason we didn't get physical is because I know he's a lawyer and I know he was intentionally trying to make me do something that he can use against me because my landlord is a bastard. So, because my
Why
boss
you
sees
using
this,
your landlord's a bastard?
I hope he sees this. I wish I can cut this part
No,
out
You
we'll
and
cut
can
just
it
send
out.
it to
We'll
him.
cut it out.
you can cut it by yourself. You have screen record.
So, are you guys with me?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, they are not.
Yes, we are here.
Okay, so for instance, now, yeah, I don't know. For the sake of the would you rather, I would rather have friends with my boss because this is where my money comes from. This is where my food comes from. I could I could wake up one morning and pay for another house, not even finish the rent for where I'm at because I mean my boss is the one that feeds me. Being friends with your boss, yeah, there are benefits that you get, and being friends with your landlord, uh, I don't know. I'd rather be friends with my boss. Thank you. Even because another thing to think of is you spend more time at work than you do at home.
Standard.
So thank you. Friends with my boss.
Yeah.
Right. I will say I'll be rather be friends with my landlord than my boss. Only because yes, you can be friends with your boss, but I don't. Yeah, we don't know if that person is very very touchy feely. You know, what if you go and play rough play with your boss now, and then he has the power to mess you up. So, by your landlord, because of the part of the world that I'm in, and I know I'm kind of protected to a certain extent, so I'll be fine even if I do something wrong to my landlord. But with my boss, yeah, no.
So which is
So
why you
Okay.
rather
For
be
me too,
friends with
because
your
of the
boss then. Which is why you
yeah,
rather
yeah,
be
it
friends
goes
with
both.
with your boss.
no. I'll rather be friends with my landlord. So let my boss be my boss. Let's continue our normal working relationship
Oh.
as it is.
As long as you do your assignments and work, you
Exactly,
don't have a problem with your boss. But
exactly.
in this part of the world where nepotism rules, I choose my boss because, for instance, yeah, there are some trainings that they just throw at you, and these people don't do things orderly. They pick the people they like for to
Mhm.
go for trainings. You get
Yeah.
so I mean, in the part of the world where nepotism works, you choose your boss, and you can evict your landlord because you buy the house. You get me?
Right, Morris, what's
Uh,
your answer? I will round up.
yes, most definitely your boss. You want to have a good working relationship with the people you're working with in general. So definitely your boss. If you can be friends with them, all the better. Because chances are, if somebody's close to you, they would always have your interest at heart. We say they are friends, right? So even though that friendship sounds a bit sketchy, but I think I'll go with that. You
Right, fair enough. So we're going to run up by saying that friendship is like a plant. You have to water it or it dies. Life happens, people change, and sometimes we outgrow each other. But real friends would always put in the effort, support each other, and make time, even if it's just a 5 minute check in. And the final question to the audience listening: what is the one thing you wish your friends understood about you? Okay, that's all for today's episode. If you enjoyed the conversation, please share with a friend, like, subscribe, follow the podcast. And if you have any friendship story you want to share, feel free to leave that in the comment section. If you don't have a comment section or don't want to do that, send me a message on DM on any of the platforms. You can see everything in the episode description below. For those listening, to be at Dr. Toph's Corner on Facebook, Instagram, and X, and at It's Dr. Toph's Corner on TikTok. Until then, until the next time, I'm going to say thank you to Dr. Morris.
know.
Thank you to Nelson as usual. And we're going to see you next time. Use your brain.
Use your brain.
SCFR.